Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your 2020 forecast reading. I am a little bit hoarse. I'm a little bit stuffy. Please forgive me. I'm feeling fine. I just sound funny. So please forgive me for that. And let's get started on your reading. I'm really excited to do this for you and get it out. So what we do with the forecast reading, there is going to be an extended. We will pull an overall theme with the major arcanas from one deck. This is from The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. And then we're going to clarify each month with tarot from another deck. This is the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis. And we'll pull one card for each month. If you would like to get the extended, you can go to my website or you can become a patron on Patreon. If you get the Everything and More package or Everything and More subscription on Patreon, you are also not only included for all of the extendeds for every month for the love readings and all of the extendeds for the forecast readings, you have access to all of the meditations every month. You also have access to exclusive twin flame readings. You get discounts on the workshop. So let's see. And I'm not going to do a lot of astrology with this reading. I am going to talk about the Saturn and Pluto conjunction that's happening in January. That's sort of going to be an overall theme for 2020. I've already noticed by doing the personal readings, the personal forecast readings, and the general forecast readings, that these are sort of turning out more spiritual than being really clear about like you're going to be in a relationship. It's not like set on exact times of when you're going to get a job or when you're going to move or when you're going to be in a relationship. Remember that time isn't linear and energy is fluid while watching this too. Okay. January, we have the Empress. March, we have the Sun. We have the Hanged Man. Sorry, February, we have the Sun. March, we have the Hanged Man. April is the Strength card. May is Judgment. It's called Karma in this deck, but it's Judgment. And then June is Justice. And we'll pick the cards for July through December before the end of this video, so you guys can see what the extended is going to look like. Okay, so I feel like Scorpio, I feel like you guys are sort of creating something at the beginning of the year, or you're recognizing the Empress is about like planting seeds, right? It's like new energy. It's Mother Nature. It's creation. So I feel like you're starting to create something at the beginning of the year. Get my water a little bit closer just in case I need it. I mean, I have some tea here. I have some chai tea, which really helps like open everything up, but I don't know if it's going to work. So we'll get my water here to keep my voice going. I should be drinking honey lemon water though. That's the best. I don't want to say that you get stuck in March. I don't like using those words. I'm going to say that maybe you're a little bit paralyzed. There might be a reason why you've been placed on pause. Like you could get, like sometimes the Hanged Man will come up in readings with like the Four of Swords when you need to rest because maybe you're getting sick or something like that. But it looks like towards the middle of the year, things start to balance out. And with this Judgment card in May, it's almost like I want to say, oh, it's about damn time. It's about time that I can start seeing things a little bit clearer. It's about time that I can start seeing things balancing out. So we have the Empress for January. You could be dealing with an earth sign also. Okay, let's get one more. I feel like you want to have a fresh start with an earth sign. It feels like you sort of like you want a do-over or something. It feels like I don't know. Let's see. It feels like you're planting, yeah. Because I was getting the thought that maybe this earth sign was either from your recent past or like your far past, doesn't matter. Could even be in your present too. But you have a very strong connection with an earth sign. I have a King of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Six of Cups. Now, it doesn't have to be an earth sun sign. This could be like an earth dominant person. So they could have earth rising or moon or Mercury or Venus, or like just have a lot of earth in their chart in general. But they could be like a fire sign, sun sign. We don't always come out as the energy of our sun sign is what I'm getting at. So, but I feel like there's some kind of creation that's happening. There's some kind of blossoming with the Empress. Could be a Taurus energy for sure. Let's see what this King of Pentacles represents. And the Fool. It may be that you're having to leave an earth sign behind. I wasn't getting the best energy from the King of Pentacles when it came out. It feels like you're very determined. It feels like you're very determined to do something, to start something. But okay. There's somebody that's coming into your life that feels like you've known them for a very long time. And you might have already met this person in 2019. But the reason why they're showing up in your life is because and they're really, it's not that I don't think that it's not that it's a bad energy. Like the King of Pentacles isn't a bad energy. They're just very, very, matter of fact, to the point. Like they're rushing in. Like they really want to be with the Scorpio. Okay. And the reason why this is happening is because you have created healthy boundaries. And it may be that you've created such healthy boundaries and loving yourself so much that now you're attracting a different kind of person. And it could be that this King of Pentacles, maybe this King of Pentacles is just an energy, like you're attracting a more stable kind of person. It doesn't necessarily have to be one particular person. But I feel like this is saying, like, you're even could be in the Empress energy. But January feels better for you. January feels, with the Ace of Cups on the Fool. I mean, I know that you guys have sort of been going through the shit. Like, let's be real. Let's just say it what it is, right? You guys have been going through the shit. And some of you maybe not, but you're feeling better. Things are looking up. Things are better with that Ace of Cups on the Fool. The Knight of Swords, I don't know if I said the Knight. I'm trying to call out the cards a little better because I get into the message so much that I forget to say what the cards are. So I'm trying to be better at that. Somebody keeps pointing it out to me. So I'm just trying to get better. That's like one of my intentions I'm setting for 2020. But the Knight of Swords on the King of Pentacles, this is that, this could also be that this person is very angry and you're so sure of yourself that you have created amazing boundaries and you're ready for something new. This could be two totally different things. It could be that somebody is rushing in and it's somebody that you manifested. It's a solid, stable relationship that you've manifested, or energy that you've manifested. And or this could be somebody's like angry with you. That Knight of Swords energy could be angry, or they're projecting onto you. Maybe you didn't, but because your boundaries are so amazing and because you've created these boundaries from the lessons that you've learned. That's what the Seven of Wands on the Six of Cups means. You have created healthy, loving boundaries in your life based on the lessons that you've learned, maybe in the last year, maybe in the last 20 years, maybe in the last 40 years. But the love that you're giving yourself, it's almost as if there's this like renewal energy for you guys where you're loving yourself so much. And I tweeted this a couple of months ago. Imagine loving yourself so much that you don't ever allow anybody to hurt you ever again. It's almost that kind of energy, that it feels like you've created this boundary to protect yourself, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Excuse my language. Mercury's still in Sagittarius. So we have the sun. That's like my go-to every time I curse. Like, yeah. So we have the sun for February. The sun is healing. It's abundant. It's a brand new light. So if this is a new relationship, or this is an alignment within yourself. So we have the Lovers is the first card that came out. There could be some clarity around a Gemini energy, which would have been the Knight of Swords in January. If there's a Gemini energy that you're dealing with, there's some kind of clarity around it. Let's see. So, so I have these are all major arcanas. I have the Lovers, I have the Hanged Man, and I have the Strength card. Sorry, wetting my whistle. Okay, so February feels like a time where I feel like the Hanged Man, you're actually forcing yourself to take a paused moment. And I think the reason why is you're trying to either figure out the relationship that you're currently in, or you're just trying to figure out relationships in general. I'm not surprised by this, you guys, because honestly, 2019 for a lot of people was about like what it is they're no longer allowing in their space and how they're going to grow and put themselves out there from like this moment, right? No longer allowing negative, toxic things into their space. But 2020, we have to honor it. And so we have to really stand firm on what we believe in order to do that, you have to believe in yourself. And I think the Strength card with the Hanged Man is helping you to see things a little bit more clear when you are forced to pause. Again, this could be a sickness. It could be that you just decide to take a vacation. It could be that you have decided that you're not going to go out with your friends in the evening. Like you work all day long, but now you're just going to spend some time alone with yourself in the evening. It's almost as if you're trying to create like a bubble, almost, is what January and February feels like. You're trying to create a bubble because you don't want the projections of other people's lives or emotions or whatever to penetrate you. You have, yeah. And here's the thing is, I don't want you to lie to yourself and tell yourself that the balance that you're creating in your life is, is separating you from the masses. You are not alienating. You're not alienating people. And I think that that's what your fear is. Your fear is that you, like during this time, while you're trying to figure out what your 10 of Cups happiness looks like, you may have this like guilty, or you're like lying to yourself. You're trying to find clarity, and then there's this guilty disassociation that's happening with you. You are, if you have to alienate people and take a pause for a couple of months to get things back to, seriously, it's so weird that, like, yes, be a part of a community, put yourself out there, make sure that we are staying connected as groups, right? But it's so weird when somebody looks at their friends and their family and they're like, you know what, I just want to be left alone for a while. everybody thinks there's something wrong with you. And come on, Scorpio, we all know that you guys like to have your alone time. You like to have your hermit moments. But the thing is when you're in that hermit moment, are you creating a positive atmosphere for yourself? Or are you lying to yourself and saying, I should be doing this instead? I should be doing this. I should be doing this. I should be doing this. We're not hustling in 2020 to make our dreams come true. We are creating our own reality. We're like literally yes, I do go by the clock because I have to schedule for other people. But when it comes to days where I don't have like specific things scheduled for myself, I have my own clock. I don't go by the time of the world. If I want to do a reading at 3 o'clock in the morning, or if I want to do like a general reading at 3 o'clock in the morning, or I want to do a general reading at 9 o'clock at night, or I want to do a general reading first thing in the morning, I will. You know, like, and that's just an example of you're trying to balance your life out. And I think February is giving you the tools to do that. And I want you to accept it as, not as, like with justice on the lovers here, this is like a karmic retribution. This is a gift from the universe. This is time being given back to you. This is you being able to balance out your life. We get so caught up in, I'm only getting older, I'm only getting older, I'm only getting older, I have to start doing things now. But then we scare ourselves. Why should I start doing things now? I mean, it's not like it's going to make a difference before I die, whatever, right? You know what I mean? Like we say those things to ourselves. You have to remember, Five of Swords on the Hanged Man, if you are creating spaces for yourself where in the quiet you're lying to yourself, where you're saying, I'm not going to be able to do this, I'm not going to be able to do this, I'm not going to be able to do this. If you are creating a negative, toxic environment on yourself during these alone moments, you're not going to find the clarity. And the energy in February is supporting you to find this clarity so that you can be abundant, right? So that you can have your 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups on the Strength card. You have to create your own version of the 10 of Cups, not what other people say the 10 of Cups is supposed to look like. This is something that I talked about in my workshop that I did in November. There's a replay on my website if you weren't able to be a part of that workshop. We talked about how your 10 of Cups is going to look different than everybody else's. And if you try and climb your own 10 of Cups based on another person's version of the 10 of Cups, I guarantee you, you're going to fail and be disappointed every single time. And so this, in order for you to create your own reality, February is giving you an opportunity for clarity and healing. With the Sun is the best card you can get in a reading. So take that opportunity. And then we have more pausing. So we have the Hanged Man here in Strength, and that's what you had in February. So it's almost as if you're plucking out those moments in February for yourself and you're placing them down in March and April so that you can create from that place that source gave you that clarity, and now you can create from it. Oh, I need to get quiet. I need to spend some, see, and the Sun. 2020 for you guys, I think the biggest lesson for 2020 for you guys is to begin creating your own reality based on your needs that you need in your life, and recognizing and seeing where you've been trying to create your reality based on what everybody else is doing or based on everyone else's lives. You see? So we have the Sun and the Tower and the Three of Cups for March. 1 second. I just had a thought, and I have to take care of this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to pay attention. 1 second. I was right. So I get these little nudges sometimes when I'm doing readings that there's a text from like one of my kids. And so instead of checking my phone on camera, I decided to pause it, and I was right. My kids texted. So in March, we have the Sun, the Tower, and the Three of Cups. Now, I don't typically go directly to a third party situation when it comes to the Three of Cups. Depending on what's around the Three of Cups, we'll look at it whether it's a third party situation or not. If it's not a third party situation, then I feel like you are having, like, if you're not healing in March from a third party situation, there's something that has to do with a very close group of friends or a soulmate or somebody that you're very, very, or a couple of somebodies that you're very, very close to. And there's some kind of healing that's happening. So let's take a look and clarify. And it literally, like this Tower moment, it paralyzes you. And I feel like it was almost, the paralyzing started in February. It's almost as if you could start feeling, I mean, you guys are psychic. You guys are the most psychic sign in the zodiac. Like, let's be real. Maybe Pisces is a very close second, but Scorpios, you guys are psychic in a different kind of way. But you sort of already felt this coming. You sort of already saw this coming or felt this coming. It could be that you found out that your significant other is in a third party situation, or maybe you met someone and now you're afraid of that third party situation happening. See, there's the healing that's occurring. And let's not forget that the Tower is actually Scorpio energy being ruled by Mars and Pluto. The King of Cups on the Sun. See, and here's the thing is, I feel like the reason why this is coming out, the King of Cups, which would be you guys, is letting you know that everything is going to be okay. Like, these situations that happen to us, they have to happen. These things sort of have to happen. Otherwise, you know, what's kind of the point? Like, what's the point? Otherwise, what's the point? The hard times, we have to go through the lessons. We have to learn the lessons. And if we can just start looking at them as healing opportunities and healing moments, instead of just like the universe beating the shit out of you, beating the hell out of you, right? Oh, see what I said? Hermit moments. And now we have the Hermit. This could have to do with a Virgo, since we had the King of Pentacles in January. Or, I mean, like, maybe you guys are just realizing that that you don't necessarily want to be around anybody right now, or you're trying, you not being, maybe the Virgo energy that happened in January, you're still kind of healing from it in February and March. The Sun with the King of Cups is very promising, and the Wheel of Fortune with the Three of Cups is very promising. So this makes me feel like there's actually something better. Like, there are better friends. There's a better group. There's a better connection that you can have. With the Wheel of Fortune on the Three of Cups, I feel like you're supposed to be meeting other people. Like, the people that you've had in your life up until now, they're being removed, or somebody is being removed from your life so that you can have, so you can open yourselves up to a different type of person. You can attract a better energy, you know? But yeah, January, February, and March feel extremely healing for you guys. And then we have Strength in April. So you could be dealing with a Leo energy, since we have had the Sun a couple of times. If it's not a Leo energy, we have very strong Libra. Now we have Capricorn as well, but we have strong Taurus, Libra, Capricorn, Virgo. Whenever I get the Justice card, I automatically start thinking of karmic retribution, like the things that, like we're finally starting to feel a little bit lighter. We feel a little bit more balanced. We feel like things are sort of happening the way that they're supposed to be happening. It feels light, feels good, you know? So we have Justice, we have the Devil, and we have the Seven of Cups. What's really interesting is I feel like the karmic activity, the karmic lessons that you're learning right now, um, I'm not sure that you're aware exactly. It's confusing you. It feels very confusing. It feels like you're like, well, I don't know exactly what this is supposed to be teaching me. You know, the universe hands us teachable moments and it doesn't make sense. And it's like, what is this supposed to be teaching me? I don't want you to dwell on the confusion of it. It's almost as if that might be what's paralyzing you. Is you're like, I don't understand what all this shit is teaching me. And now I don't even know what direction I'm supposed to be going in. So what do I do with this? What do I do with this confusion? What do I do with this Seven of Cups? That's when we have to get, that's when you have to get, that's what those quiet moments were about, was to help with the confusion. It doesn't have to be something that feels like you're in a, like you've created your own prison. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to feel like, oh my gosh, this is where I got myself and now I'm trapped. I'm trapped in this situation that I've created. It doesn't have to feel trapped. It can, you can look at the situation that you're currently now in, that you're like, oh man, now this is a lesson. Like you're seeing that it's a lesson. And now, and from that, when you recognize that it's a lesson, you say to yourself, now, how do I change this in my life? And 9 times out of 10, it's probably just walking away. Like, why are you still staying in something, Scorpio, that makes you uncomfortable, that paralyzes you, where you know that you're not being treated correctly, or where, and maybe if it's not even that you're not being treated correctly, that it's just not the same as it was before. This could be work. This could be a relationship. This could be the environment that you're in. Maybe you still live with your family and you're like, I don't know how to get out of this. Sometimes it's just about making the decision and following through with it and not asking yourself 20 questions, or not trying to convince yourself by telling yourself all the reasons why you can't walk away, right? There are things like you're holding yourself back from journeying forward, and 2020 is trying to teach you how to not hold yourself back anymore. Stop trying to rely on the efforts of other people in order for you to chase your dreams. And if you're even confused about what the dream is that you're supposed to be chasing, that's, you're not giving yourself enough time to just get quiet and catalog all of those thoughts that go up in your Scorpio mind. So we have the 8 of Cups on Justice. Create, and if you notice in this Justice card, she has the Wheel of Fortune above her head. So that's why, to me, it's karmic retribution. This is literally telling you, Scorpio, if you want to balance your life out in April, you have to be strong enough to walk away from the things that like, why are you holding on to it? The things that make you wait. And if this has to do with work, because a lot of times that Saturnian Devil energy is about like work, our work environment. You want something different. You want something more. That 3 of Wands is very clear that where you are currently right now is not where you want to be. Here's the thing, Scorpio. Sometimes we have to be in situations that are less than desirable in order to find our dream. And there's a lot of patience required for that. But there's something that you are searching for that's much more than chasing a dream. There's something that you're searching for that's so much more than chasing a dream. What you are searching for, you are the dream already, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want you to look for. That star on the Seven of Cups. If you're still confused about your purpose and where you're going and what you're doing, I feel like this year is going to be the year that it sort of awakens that thing inside of you where you can start creating, not from a place of fear, but from a place of strength. And the willingness for you to do that is happening. Don't be discouraged. If you're confused about what you're supposed to be doing or where you're supposed to be going, don't let that discourage you. Just keep going. Just keep going. You're not always going to know what the next step is, Scorpio. I know that's a little bit, that's stretching it a little bit, right? Because you guys know everything. Before it's even said. So we have judgment or karma for May. If this is about you having to either release a relationship or release the feelings of a relationship, I think that that's the struggle for the first 3 months. And then you're sort of like you in April and then coming into May. It's like April was almost that the one really big hard healing moment of the year that you're, or the beginning, the first half of the year that you're going to have to face. It's like everything that you feel like you built starts to come down around you. And I don't mean that in a literal sense. I don't mean that in a literal sense. But you realize that everything that you had already built was a farce. It was fake. It was an illusion. And as it starts to fall all around you, you can look at things and be like, oh, now I can sort of see. And this is judgment, right? This is that karmic retribution. This is that you are being supported by the universe. And you can start to feel it. I feel like May lightens up just a little bit with the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. You might be getting some kind of communication or kind of a swift shove in the right direction towards that Ten of Cups that you remember in January, where we talked about it's time for you to set the intentions for what your Ten of Cups looks like, not based on what other people are doing in their life, but based on what your life is and what you want to manifest. And I think that, it's so funny because we're like, but I see all these people having all of these vacations and traveling and, or doing this or doing that, or they have their dream job and they get to travel with, they get to do all the things, right? Like we see all that stuff and then that's what we think we want. But our entire lives, if that's something that we're trying to create and it doesn't work and it doesn't work and it doesn't work and it doesn't work, right? And we're always trying to chase somebody else's dream or what somebody else is doing all of the time. That's what these moments of silence are. Are you creating your future based on what you think you want, based on other people's lives? Or are you creating your future from where you are right now in this moment? That's what that Ten of Cups is. That's what that creating your own Ten of Cups means. Not seeing Facebook or Instagram or whatever and creating from there. And I know that not all of you are doing that. I'm just saying, like, the silence, right? If you want to have a life that looks different than what yours looks like today, you have to start from today. It cannot start from a place from the future, from I'm going to be happy when. Don't start from that place. You have to start from I'm happy right now with everything that I have in my life. It may not look ideal, but here I am. And I'm going to create from this space. You see? And so let's see what the Knight of Cups is for May. Yeah. And the Eight of Wands. Oh, okay. I said that the energy was a little bit lighter in May, and it actually still does feel lighter. It still does. It feels like there's a lot of healing that's happening for you guys in 2020. There's a lot of healing that's happening. Let's see what the Ten of Cups is. Okay. And it could be that either it could be that you heard about something and you're moving, or you're planning on moving, something like that. The Four of Swords on the Knight of Cups. So there is some healing that's happening, that's occurring here. And why? The Three of Swords. Somebody communicated something to you with that Eight of Wands, and it was heartbreaking. There's something that breaks your heart. I'm sorry to say that. And it is a little bit painful, but here's the thing, is it sort of catapults you towards your Ten of Cups. It had to happen. And maybe this Three of Swords happened already in 2019. Maybe this Three of Swords happened in January when the King of Pentacles came rushing in, right? To have a conversation with you. Maybe that Three of Swords already happened, and Judgment is sort of bringing it back so that you can heal it once and for all, because it's so promising. The movement forward is so promising with the Chariot on the Ten of Cups. You are if you're questioning yourself just because this Three of Swords is here, if you're questioning whether you're on the right track towards your abundance and happiness or not, you are 100% on the right track towards your abundance and happiness. And I don't want you to second guess yourself anymore, because I feel like you keep on second guessing yourself. So let's see. Justice for June. So karmic retribution coming into balance. Some of you might be getting divorced this year. That's probably only for a handful of you. But I think the balance is coming from your own independence and realizing that as you continue to move forward, taking the much needed steps that you need to take to move forward, yeah, things are starting to look up. I know I said that in May and then we clarified, so maybe I shouldn't say that. And actually things are looking up in May. I'm going to take that back. Things are looking up in May. And it might be that judgment was that you had to look at things in a different way, that heartbreak helped you learn some lessons and helped you catapult your way into a new existence, right? Like, let's look at this in a different way instead of saying that, because it did feel like it was lighter energy in May. And I still feel like it's lighter energy even in June. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. You might be doing life on your own. With the Knight of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune, you might be doing life on your own. And that's okay. The biggest thing with this, you guys, is even if you're doing life on your own, you're creating it. And that Wheel of Fortune is sort of the pat on the back to let you know that you're doing the right thing, that you are creating from a good, solid place, you know? I know that you want companionship, Scorpio. I really do. I understand that is a part of your makeup. You like to have companionship. The Page of Cups on the Nine of Pentacles. I know that you like to be independent and you like to have companionship at the same time. I get it. But here's the thing is, if you don't 100% quite know, you could be single almost your entire life and still don't know who you are, because you're still sort of distracting yourself from the outside world. You distract yourself with work, you distract yourself with your friends, you distract yourself with going out. Whatever it is that you're distracting yourself with, maybe you've always distracted yourself with your goals and everything, or what you thought you wanted your goals to be. Now is the time to allow yourself to, when you're doing things, to not skip the steps. And also, one of the things I've learned about Scorpios this year is you guys are like an all or nothing kind of bunch. Like, there is no gray area when it comes to Scorpio. It is black and it is white, and that is it. And I want you to, and when you have that kind of mentality, it's very hard to see how things can be different or things can change. And so I sort of want to challenge you guys in 2020 to see the bigger picture, to see, you know, and if you're seeing the bigger picture, don't have just one specific path for you to get there. It's going to take a lot of different people and a lot of different ways and a lot of different opportunities to get you to where you're going, but you will get there. And I think that you're going to be really, really ready to start some new things in June. Just remember, don't skip the steps. For the sake of like your own sanity, I think this Knight of Pentacles with the Fool is really saying that, like, when you're vulnerable and you're allowing yourself to put yourself out there and be vulnerable, don't forget to protect your energy. Don't forget those healthy boundaries, right? You're on the right path, though. What did I say? The 9 of Cups on the Wheel of Fortune. The 9 of Cups is the wish card. What is it that you're trying to wish? Because I feel like June is a month where you need to start manifesting some different things into your life. You know? And allowing yourself to see in not just black and white. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. There can be a gray area there too. I love you guys so much. Don't hold yourself back from amazing things in your life. Don't sabotage yourself from some amazing things. Okay, so I've got all of the cards. Not going to use these for the next 6 months. So let's see what we have for Scorpio. What's in store for Scorpio for July through December 2020. And again, if you guys want to get the extended, check the description box below this video. There's like that little arrow down there that you can check. Please like and subscribe and comment if you liked this reading. I do have readings available right now. There's a 30-minute live or recorded option. You can check the website to see if there are any one-question readings available. Those are $30. That's a 10-minute video reading. And the workshop, if you sign up for the workshop on January 5th that I'll be doing for the self-alignment workshop, being in the present moment, you get all of the meditations for January for free. So, July, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is fantastic because you were leading out of June with the Wheel of Fortune, right? So we start the second half of the year off right with the Wheel of Fortune, and then the Moon for August. September is the Fool. Lots of starts this year. The Hermit for October. November is the Tower, and December is the Devil, or the shadow side. Okay, so what I feel like for your second half of the year, this Tower, I feel like this is you, like physically, like, I feel like this is something that's happening in your environment. Like, I don't, and it is going to affect you. I don't know if it's directly related to you, but I think that it is going to affect you. And I think that it's going to teach you a really valuable lesson. It almost feels like the ending of a chapter. It feels like the ending of an era with this Devil card and Tower at the end of 2020. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to go. I feel like, and this is coming because you're being honest with yourself. There's something that's changing in your life that you're having to be honest and vulnerable about. And it might have to do with that Virgo energy. But we also have Cancer. We also have Aries. We also have Capricorn. So it could be any of these energies. I love you guys. I will see you for your January readings, which will be coming out in a couple of days. Bye.